I believe the Crimsons are doing it pretty well. 132 for the loss of 3 wickets in 32 overs. Still about 18 overs to go. And 2 young, talented players batting over there. Janak on 32. With him, I think he's getting that support. Naveen is getting that support which he requires.
I think the real key thing is their fitness. It allows them to bat deep and then accelerate later on. And they're taking the singles, and they're not giving any opening for the Crescents to sneak in. Roger Mukasa is really doing the job for his captain here. He's keeping one end tight, building the pressure. Oh yes, Janak Prakash has played an absolute shocker. He had a little glance towards deep square leg before that delivery, and he had already decided that that had to go to deep square leg, irrespective of the length.
He's bowled really well. That was the wicket they were looking for, and I think he's given probably his captain a breakthrough which was required at this moment. Both the batsmen were looking really good, and now it's going to be a new batsman coming in. So this is a time where you can put the brakes on, put a bit of pressure on Naveen, not to get him into the strike, probably get some dot balls onto the new batsman and probably get those wickets which is required.
I think Janak Prakash would be very disappointed with that shot after getting 32 runs, getting settled in, and with a long way to go in the innings, and the importance of that partnership. And these are the little learning points he'll take away and probably look back at it and say, could have done a bit better, could have done it differently. But Roger Mukasa kept building the pressure and has reaped the rewards. Well bowled. Rahul Mohan has marched to the centre to join Naveen Param. And the rebuilding will have to continue. Good ball. Open the face. The ball trickles away to the third man fence for a 4. It's a bit lucky to get off the mark that way, but the batsman would take it. Really impressed with the way that Roger's bowling. He's got the pace on which to bowl on this wicket really down to a T.
Yes, I think he's doing a pretty good job for his captain. He got the 2 crucial wickets and probably sticking to that. Now they've got the slip on. That's a good change, putting a bit of more pressure onto them.
He's bowled him. He's lofted it and pushed it through a bit quicker. Gone straight through the defences. Rahul Mohan will be disappointed walking back. The Crescents have really pulled back into this innings. 2 quick wickets, and they have halted the progress of the Crimsons. 1 brings 2, as they say. Kenneth Weiss were walking into the center for SG Crimsons. What a difference this over has made. Suddenly, the scoreline is reading 136 for 5. Naveen Param needs some support from the other end. It's been a brilliant over thus far. Great finish. The captain would be very happy with that effort. Crescents right back in this game. Good battle going on. SG Crimsons 136 for the loss of 5 wickets at the end of 33 overs. Krishna continues from the Serangoon Road end. Bowls a gentle full toss and is deposited over deep mid wicket for 6. Naveen Param reaches a very, very well played 50. It's been a great innings with the team under pressure. He's been holding things together, playing those singles, putting the loose balls away. And that was a gift. And Naveen Param has made the bowler pay. Crimsons would really love for Naveen to play a long innings right through to the end. That's a magnificent shot. Made it look easy. Naveen Param showing his class. It's the leg spinner over deep long on for a magnificent 6. If you're anywhere near IA or Balestier, do come down to watch the cricket. Crowds building up. It's a magnificent game on. Some wonderful batting by young Naveen Param. Manpreet Singh, the captain, straight down to his bowler, discussing some tactics. This is very good batting. It's making the bowler bowl to his areas. That is a wide. Intelligent batting, smart cricket by Naveen Param, putting real value on his wicket. He needs some support from his teammates. SG Crimsons 149 for the loss of 5 wickets at the end of 34 overs. Coaches will be having an eye on that extras number that has reached 17 now. Roger Mukasa continues. Glided away for a single down to short third man. Has had a brilliant day with the ball so far. Roger Mukasa taking 3 scalps for 27. He's into his 7th over. Manpreet Singh doing the fine adjustments, looking to get another wicket. Naveen Param down on one knee, innovating, getting it to deep fine leg, showing that he has both styles of games, the classic as well as the different gears to change when it's required. Thoroughly impressed. Punch down for a single at long on. Roger Mukasa very smart, probably giving Naveen Param the single, and he would want a ball at Kenneth. That's experience for you. Kenneth Vaiswa has pumped him down the ground for a 6. Irfan Nasir was hovering underneath that, but has gone all the way. That was a good shot. Good percentage cricket. The ball was there to be hit. Kenneth Vaiswa has deposited it over the ropes. They pushed the long on back, but at the same time attacking with a slip as well. Roger Mukasa straight away finds the outside edge. It's gone down to the fence for 4. Luck is with the batsman. The Crescents would feel slightly unlucky. It's a good crowd building up at the IA cricket grounds in Balestier. It's a good game on our hands here. And he's given him. Roger Mukasa has struck once more. Kenneth Vaiswa has to depart, even though he seems to think that that was missing another set of stumps. What matters is the umpire thinks it's out. At the end of 35 overs, SG Crimsons 163 for the loss of 6 wickets. Naveen Param holds the key here to get them to a very competitive target. He needs his partners to stick around with him as he's batting brilliantly. They should just look at knocking the singles around, not trying anything too fancy when the other batsman is going so well. Roger Mukasa bowled 7 overs, 4 for 40. He's done a brilliant job for his captain. Used all his experience and bowled brilliantly on this track. Anantha Krishna continues from the Serangoon Road end. Punch down the ground to long off for a single. It's a good leg break there. Utsav Rakshit, the new batsman. I think Naveen Param would come down and have a word to him shortly. Manpreet Singh's changing his field around. Gets in another catcher. Having 2 short covers and a slip. Looking for that 7th wicket. This is good captaincy. Played down to mid-off. Karthik Subramaniam hovering there. No run. There's an appeal for a stumping there. Not out is the call. Young Utsav Rakshit living dangerously. And he's gone. He's cut it straight to backward point for a gentle catch. This is disappointing from the Crimsons. None of the batsmen seem to be putting a price on their wicket apart from Naveen Param. They have started what is almost a procession. I'm joined again by Bilal Asad, a rather steaming Bilal Asad, and I'm sure it's not the weather.
Not like that. I would say that probably they need to understand their roles. When you've got a batsman batting on probably 63, and we know that he's batting really good, just faced about 86 deliveries, he's accelerating a bit. So you just need to give him that support. Right now, you don't need to take that charge. You don't need it because you've got plenty of overs to go, about 14, more than 14 overs, 14.2 overs to go. So you just need to stay with him. Let him do that stuff, take the single, rotate it, and let him play that.
I mean, it would be a crime not to utilize the entire 50 overs as a batting unit.
Yeah, it's going to be sad to see that if that happens because the way it looked like as if it was, they were cruising and then probably the 3 wickets have just changed the game now. I think the Crimsons are back onto the track. A good spell from Roger Mukasa, 2 wickets from him.
He's really pulled it back. The old fox bowled brilliantly thus far. Vinod Bhaskaran walks into the middle. Naveen Param's on the strike at the moment, and I think he'll have to do a majority of the work moving forward from here. I think he'll be smart to play Mukasa through.
Yeah, I think he should be. This person can bat. Vinod can bat. He's a very good left-arm spinner, and he can bat. There's no doubt about it. But now we'll see whether he's got the nerves to stay. You need that patience, and this is what patience is all about.
It's a real test of character here. Good, intense cricket. Good call there by Vinod. Naveen Param almost got on his scooter for a suicidal single there. The pressure from his other batsmen might be slightly telling on him. He should calm down.
Well, good to see. One more thing, Manpreet came up to Roger, and there's probably some of the things which he's probably discussing with him, and that's what you need to see more often over here in Singapore. The captains talking to the bowlers, what they require, what they're looking at.
Manpreet Singh has done a great job today behind the stumps, keeping as well as captaining the side. He's been ringing the changes, not allowing the Crimsons to settle down even when there was signs of a partnership building. He was always proactive and busy. Certainly marshalled his troops well. James Cox has been moved into short cover. There's a slip in position. The Crescents are looking for the wickets. Vinod Bhaskaran plays for IEA, so this is his backyard. Should know the track well. He needs to stick and bat for Naveen here and for the team.
Yes, I think he should be familiar with this track. They've played quite a lot of matches onto it. He should be knowing this wicket is going to spin, and he has to be careful regarding that. It's well bowled. Great line.
Roger Mukasa is just delivering out invitation cards. Vinod seems to be content. Good battle going on.
Yeah, he's bowled really well. He's taken 4 wickets for 41 of 8 overs. He's probably the help has come from Charles Westwa, 2 wickets for 17 runs. So they've done pretty well. The overseas are probably taking that charge. I think they're getting a bit of support. Like Irfan, they're bringing him back to ball. I think that's a good change. And he's impressed quite a bit. 4 overs for 19 runs, 11 dot balls. So he's bowled really well for that 4 overs. And there has been some extras coming on from buys where everybody was beaten. So let's see how he deals with these batsmen now.
Once again, I think Naveen Param on 64 holds the key here for the Crimson's innings. Drilled down to long off. Karthik Subramaniam patrols the long off boundary for a single. Straight away the field changes. It's good to see Irfan going around the wicket straight away, not wasting any time. The intensity, the intent, the Crescent's main business today. Good sign is that Vinod seems relaxed at the crease. He's not trying anything too fancy, just playing within himself. That's a brilliant delivery, went right across him.
At this point, I think the Crimson would like Naveen to stay till the end. If they can do that, I think they're still on for the 220 mark. And if they get that, that's going to be a good total onto it.
With the amount of spin that this track is taking, B, like you said before, anything above 180 is not going to be a walk in the park. And these two batsmen should take that into account and bat as many overs as possible, and if possible, the 50 overs.
Yes, one of the things which probably Crescents should be knowing is that probably Sharan is not playing for them today. So a leg spinner who is bowling really good onto these tracks would have been superb onto this. He's not playing today. So they've got the fast bowlers into the spin part. They've got youngsters. So that's one of the things which they have to look at. But like I've said, probably 220, close to 220. I think it will be a good total for any bowlers. And they are youngsters, but they are good enough. They are talented youngsters who are playing for 19s. So a good exposure for them.
Crimson's 167 for the loss of 7 wickets at the end of 38 overs. Yes, I mean, that's what it's all about. It's the big stage. You're given the opportunity. You've got to grab it with both hands. Roger Mukasa seemed to be bowling it through. Manpreet has placed a lot of trust on him, and he's delivered the goods today. That's a brilliant delivery. It's bowling at the exact pace required on this track. Seems a bit too high. Slight appeal there. Rather optimistic. Single down to wide mid-off. Irfan there doing the fielding. Straight away the field goes back for Naveen Param. The plan is to give him a single, get the wickets from the other end, I guess.
Yeah, I think they need to stop the boundaries from him. Okay, that's they can put the pressure, ball the dot balls in Vinod, then put a bit more pressure onto them. So I think that's a wise decision to get your field back and just give him a single, the max he can get. So if he wants a bigger hit, then he's taking a chance to do that.
And Roger Mukasa, the experienced campaigner, straight away gives him the single, gets him to the non-strikers end. Good tactical cricket as well. Top ball to end the 39th over. Crimson's 169 for the loss of 7. Now we are slowly moving into the business end of this innings. After this, it will be the last 10 overs. Irfan Nasir continuing from the Serangoon Road end. Tucked away for a single to deep mid-wicket. How do you think Vinod should approach this B?
I think he should be looking for a single. Rotate the strike. I think he's played some balls, I think 12 balls now. So I believe that he should be looking for a single. There are some gaps between the point and cover. If you see the fielder, he's just gone back about 3 or 4 steps. Oh, that's out. Superb catch. It came a bit slow.
Shahrukh Dar, short cover, takes a diving catch. And Vinod Bhaskaran departs. He'd be disappointed with that. Now as the cricket has changed a lot, and today the intensity is really high, so how important is it these days that even the bowlers, get in the nets and work on their batting and add that aspect to their game?
I think that's really important, because now if you see, it's more about all-rounders. If you see probably 9 to 10 years back, there were more like fast bowlers playing, or just an off-spinner or left-arm spinner. But it's more about all-rounders nowadays. So I think it's really important for a bowler to become a batsman as well, to bat into the nets, to improve his batting. So that's really important overall.
It'll be interesting to see how Naveen goes on from here, with 2 wickets left in the bank, and with about 10 overs after this remaining. I think he should be looking to get most of the strike.
I think he should be. Now he should be knowing that probably he's the only batsman there, and having about 10 overs to go on, I think it's going to be a tough call for him. He can't leave it to the last 2 batsmen to bat. So he might be taking a bit of charge now into taking things and getting the total up. Overall, I believe that they've done it really well. They've come back really strongly. Good captaincy, keeping a short extra cover position fielders. They've got 2 catches over there. I think Manpreet has done it really well on a slow track where the ball is spinning. So that's a wise decision from him.
I've been really impressed with the captaincy. He has been proactive, and he's been attacking, and he's been seizing the opportunity. Took him a few overs to get settled in, but then it's been really sharp and sort of on the money.
Yeah, he's still young, very talented cricketer. We have seen him scoring the runs for Singapore, and now just giving that opportunity. This is what we have done, the Singapore has done, given the youngsters a chance to captain and probably feel, probably with the overseas players, the experienced players, to handle them. That's one of the experiences which they are going to have. And I think he's doing it pretty well. There are going to be some of the areas where he needs to work on, but he's got time to do that.
I was having a chat with him before the game started, and he was relaxed, and his leadership style seems to be getting the best out of all his players.
Yeah, he's quite a confident person. I'm not talking about only as a batsman. I feel his body language, he's got a really confident body language. He knows cricket. He's got good brain, cricketing brain he has. And that, apart from him, I think Janak has got the same thing. Reza is one of those guys. So I think these 3, probably the captains, the new young captains, I think it's a good experience for them. Then these are the tournaments where you have to groom them, and that's an opportunity for them to do that.
We're going to be commencing shortly after the drinks break. We're going into the last leg of the Crimson's innings.
Yeah, this is a real testing period for Naveen Param. We know that he's batted really well for his 67 of 93. He's played a real anchor role. That's a real crucial part over here. Now this is where probably his temperament and probably the way he bats, that's going to depend on, because the last 10 overs, the team needs him to stay. The team needs him to stay there till the end, and they need to get the runs as well. So that's a real testing period for him.
I'm really impressed with the fitness aspect, and it's a really hot day, and he keeps still running the singles hard, and he's always looking for the second, and he seems to be doing the basics well. So I think he's going to look for some support from his teammates. Radio, here we go. We're about to commence the action live once again. SG Crimsons would like to have a strong finish, and the Crescents would be looking to wrap things up. Naveen Param is the one that stands between the Crescents and a very good total here. It's going to be more spin from the Serangoon Road end. Irfan Nazir going to continue. Pramesh Hingavi, the new batsman. Left it alone. Young, confident under-19 player. Had a chance to have a little chat with him the other day. He's really looking forward to playing in this EPS. What an opportunity for him. Tall right-hand batsman reaching forward to smother the spin. Captain Manpreet Singh gets the fielder under the helmet straight away. He's attacking, he's looking for the last 2 wickets. This is good captaincy. And he's gone. That's soft. That is not a smart shot, I'm sorry. Naveen Param is stranded at the non-striker's end. His innings of 67 from 93 balls is sticking out like a glazed cherry on a Black Forest cake. The rest of the innings is looking dark. So actually, Naveen Param would have been on the non-strikers end. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the over seemed to have come to a premature end, but that's the way it goes. What matters is what the umpire calls, I guess. Roger Mukasa. Naveen Param has taken the single. And is exposed to Farah Chingwara. I think I've practiced that many times before I said it live. The field goes back. Roger Mukasa is doing the job for his captain here. He's chopped on for a single. I'm sure Naveen Param would want to keep the strike. Apart from batting we've also seen the diplomatic capabilities of Naveen. I think he managed to convince the umpire that the over had ended after 5 deliveries. He's a smart young man.
Yeah, he is. But there was one thing which I was probably a bit confused. I believe that he shouldn't have taken that single onto the first ball. So you're probably letting the last batsman bat about 5 balls. That was I was a bit concerned about that. But I believe that first 3 or 4 balls, he should be looking for it, doubles or a boundary, or and then probably 5th or 6th ball, he should be taking a single. Because you've got about 10 overs, you're talking about 10 overs to go and only 1 wicket in hand. That's a good ball from Casa. Roger?
I think looking back, Janak Prakash would be really disappointed with the shot he played. They were going really well, and he opened the door for the Crescents to get back in. And since then, of course, there's been some brilliant bowling by Roger Casa, but they've allowed the innings to slip.
Yeah, I think that was a real crucial wicket. I think he was batting really well, and things have totally changed after the loss of his wicket. Probably they've just lost things. They were going really well. I think Crescents have done really well to come back really strong, didn't give anything away, and I think it's into their hands now. Let's see if they can get a wicket and probably finish it off instead of going for 9 overs. That's what they need to do now. Need to wrap it up.
Tafara Chingwara looks an exciting player. Let's see what he's going to do. Well, he's given it the full Monty. He looks like the classic number 11. It's called for a fielding change. Manpreet Singh sends the long on back. Well, Chingwara doesn't seem to be dive wandering. He's practiced the forward defense, but he's played a lofted on drive and a lofted extra cover drive. I love watching number 11's bat.
I think this is going to be a turning point. If these two can put up some runs onto the board, I think that's going to be a real massive blow for the other team. I think Crescent needs to finish that game. That was a good shot. Good shot for Noran. Well fielded by Winnet. This is another youngster. I think good to see these youngsters probably stopping those balls and not letting the players getting the runs.
Yeah, good live fire. Good fielding there. Well, Tafara Chingwara is managing to raise the heart rate of Naveen Param. I think he's having a little chat to his partner and saying, calm down, mate. He's managed to survive the over, which is a positive sign. I think Naveen's got to take charge of the situation here, and now that he's seen the full array of strokes from his partner, decide that he's going to hang on to the strike and face as many balls as possible from the remaining overs.
Yeah, I think it's like I've said, probably it's going to be a testing period for him, because we can still see about 30 odd runs from the last 8 overs that will cross them, probably take them probably 200 plus, and in that case probably Naveen can get 100. So that's what we need to see, a youngster, whether he can probably go on and probably score his own 100 and probably take the side over the 200 mark.
There's a change in the bowling as we speak, and Charles Weiswer is coming back on from the Balestier Road end. Once again, Manpreet Singh not allowing the batsman to settle into any sort of rhythm, bringing the changes, making sure he gets his fielders in the exact positions, and more importantly, getting the right fielders in the right positions.
Yes, I think that was a good change because Roger Mkasa has bowled his 10 overs quota, and I think he's bringing his best bowler, with a person who bowls in superb line length. He's done it really well. I think he wants to finish this game. finish his innings, and that's a good starting. Wow, the first ball, great line. I think that was a slow one, was it?
Spot on, B. We called it. There was a slow one. He rolled his fingers on it.
So it's good to see that he's not getting this match. He's not thinking of probably bowling the 50 overs. I think he wants to finish this game, finish that innings, and he knows that they have to score these many runs. So the more runs they're going to give away at this point, that's going to be probably, that's going to hurt them more.
Gone through him. Charles is an experienced campaigner. Straight away he goes for the Yorker. He's trying to bowl as straight as possible and knock the timber over. Beautiful shot. Gets 2 for it. The Farah Chingwara has managed to middle one. They're going through for a quick single. Good cricket all around. Good backing up as well. Gets Naveen Param back on strike. Looks like he can take care of himself. Chingwara is going to hang in there for his partner. It's another good quick single. Every run from this point forward is gold dust. He's bowled him full, straight. It's done the job. That brings the Crimson's innings to an end, 177. Some good bowling performances there, but the Crimsons will be disappointed, having almost a full 7 overs remaining.
Yeah, I think they will be disappointed by this, because 7 overs, it's about 40 odd balls you're looking at, and probably even 20 to 30 runs would have made a hell of a difference. Now the only part is whether the Crescents probably can score, or the Crescents and get probably the line lengths right, use that wicket well, and it's going to be a testing period. Having 170 onto the board, they can still win it, but they need to bowl probably good areas.
I think the Crescents will be looking for a strong performance and to have a professional execution and get their first win under the belt. But like you said, the runs are on the board and it'll be a good chase after the lunch break. We'll be joining you for the live commentary right after.